Hey everybody, it is Joe. I am roaming around aimlessly here getting my lunch together. So let's get into it. And let's open up some stuff here, huh? You're going to hear a lot of noise in the background. Like I said, I'm getting my lunch together. I don't want to say somebody made a mess of the fridge, but I just said somebody made a mess of the fridge. So we are going to continue with keeping Arnim Zola favorited in the hopes that we get some more shards for the old Red Skull there. And let's look to see where we are. My Red Skull is at 111. And I do have enough shards to do another cover, hopefully a second. The hope and the plan and the thought is that we can go ahead and get, if we can't get the covers for Red Skull, that I get enough shards that I am able to do at least, 3 covers, maybe? Wishful thinking. So I have 100 pulls worth here. Like I said, I apologize. I'm getting my lunch together. So it might be a little noisy. I apologize. But let's go ahead and start. I think right now I have 104 that I could do. But we are going to see what we get off this. See what our pull rate is. I'd love to get them champed. But I'm not living in a fantasy land with this. As you see there, I still have Okoye as my favorite at 5. She is the next one that we're going to angle to get to 550. I hope everyone's doing well with all the recent changes and stuff. Still have not a ton more information about what is going on for anniversary season, sadly. We just had 2 folks from the Alliance dump out. I know I mentioned it in the last video, which I intentionally did as a short. I promise I'm going to stop walking around here shortly. I promise. But we had 2 people dump out from the Alliance, just saying the constant issues has caused them not to play as much. And I completely understand. I've invested so much time into this game. It's been like part of my life for however long the game's been around. Shortly after. And we did end up picking up one more person. So we still do have 1 vacancy left. I have the information for the Alliance in all the notes that accompany every single one of these. There we go. 1, finally. Nice. But yeah, so if you wanted to submit your thing, we don't play too hard. Don't let my roster and my things fool you with this sort of stuff. Just that I've been playing so long, and I kind of have the swing of things of how to get the most out of the least. But we asked you to play once a day. We have no PvE or PvP requirement. The only thing is that we ask that you play at least once a day, and that you're all hands on deck for the boss events. No purchase requirements, no nothing like that. So, I like it easy going and go higher. And that's the way that we keep things going with this, So if you're looking for a low-stress Alliance out there, just send a request. It's all new X-Men with no dash between all new, or no dash in between X and men. And, yeah. We're not picky. Just hit those requirements, hit those criteria, and you're good to go. Now, I don't think I'm going to level everything up here on this video. I might just level up folks that are going to give out command points. Or what I just might do is just whatever we get off this is whatever we get off this. And then if I don't get the Red Skull champed here, we're just going to keep saving. And go for a second video in 5 days. I think that's probably what we're going to be doing. If I do my gazintas, looking at a calendar here, yeah, 5 days from now is the 28th. I am off work that day. I have Tuesdays off, just the way that my work schedule works. And I might just see what command points we save up between now and then. And do a second Red Skull video then. But not loving... They still got a lot more covers to go here. But still not loving that pull rate. All of my 2 stars are a mess. I'm working on so many different ascended 2 stars. I think I just have like 2 Bobs that I'm working on at the same time. I have like 3 Dakins that I'm working on. It just gets out of hand. It's tough to keep track of those. And this is somebody who keeps running spreadsheets on everything. But it's usually once I get that dupe of a 2-star, I'm like, oh, 2-star covers are common. I'm just going to let them slide. And I kind of give them a little bit of a short shrift, you know? So I think with this video, the only things that I'm going to level up is Arnim Zola and Red Skull. Just to see how all this goes. And we are getting a ton of shards for Arnim Zola with everything that we're opening here. And again, getting a lot of that cap. I remember when that cap was used quite a bit. And I do have him relatively high. He's a good team-up to send. Because, you know, the reviving ability is really good. That's something good to have in a pinch. But typically most of the teams that I play against, once they get rolling, and there's no stopping them. It's like one person gets knocked out, and then by the second turn, I'm completely wiped, you know? I am running into the Shield Simulator, more and more teams of everyone using the meta, which is either the 5-star Falcon and 4-star Juggernaut, or some combination of Aunt May and Nova, the new 5-star Nova. And those are just tough teams to play against, even at my elevated roster, you know, and I don't want to be the, if you can't beat them, join them sort of person where I just play the same team against them and then just hope that I get a better match. I do have a couple teams that I use. They aren't the fastest things, but they're fun for me. They're characters that I like. You know, the Kang deck, listen to me. The Kang team with a Deathlock and an Agent Coulson, which is just spitting out countdown tiles all over the place. If you're watching and you have a suggestion, something that works for you. I know I've even transferred over for PvP to use Kang and Deathlock and whoever the required is. Because I just feel as though I use less health packs with them than I do with a Shang-Chi maxed out at 550 and a 5-star Thor maxed out at 550, which is pretty crazy to think about. But it is what it is. Now, granted, if any of those folks are boosted, you know, that's going to give them an advanced look, and I do try to see if people who are boosted are people that I have at a higher end level. I got lots of people in the 500s, got a lot of people at like 490-somethings, you know? But like I said, the idea here, let's run everything through. I don't think, again, starting at 111, I needed 10 covers for Red Skull to get him soft champed, because I have the shards to get him that last cover. I got a ton of those Captain America covers. Boy, howdy. Okay. So this ended up being 105 pulls. Let me go look at Arnim Zola first, just to get him up to where he needs to be. So I could look at the shards situation. I did not get any covers for him, but I did get 9 covers worth on levels there. That's pretty cool. And then let's look to see how we did on Red Skull. And like I said, I'm not going to bore you with leveling everyone else up on this video. It's just a focus on Red Skull. So I did not get any black covers for him. So we're going to do the one red. So out of 105 pulls, I got 3 Red Skull covers. So 9 of everyone else. So that's 12 covers out of 105 pulls. I think that's okay, I guess. I am going to use some shards there just to kind of even that out a little bit. Put them at 2, 2, 3. That just feels a little bit better, I guess. I don't know why. It just does. So I'm going to update that. We're going to level him up to where he needs to be. I'm not going to use the rest of those shards. And then we're going to come back in 5 days. I might dump some of the latest legends that I have just to kind of build up the command points. But we'll see what we get. I'm going to make a little note for myself here that I'm starting at 23. So that when we come back in 5 days to see how many shards I ended up getting. So 23 command points. Putting the note there. And yeah, thank you again for watching. Be sure to check out P.I. McLeod's channel for more pack openings, strategy type videos, that sort of thing. And be sure to go check out Neophyte, and I always forget the numbers at the end. Neophyte 1983. I have those linked up in everything here as well. Go check out their channels for more content and more Marvel Puzzle Quest stuff. Thanks again for watching. We'll be back in 5 days.